Hey guys, welcome back to Margot Watches Movies. My name is Jake Margot. Tonight I'm reviewing the first two episodes of Alien Earth, the new series on FX, Hulu. I believe it'll be on Disney Plus the following day of release as well. Written, created, and some episodes directed by Noah Hawley, who made his meal on FX Hulu by doing the Fargo series. And if you've seen that show and you know what he was able to capture in the tones and the essence of what made the Fargo movie so great, you were excited like I was to see what he would do with Alien Earth. And I am pleased to say what I have watched in these first two episodes. I'm not necessarily like ready to come out and call these episodes specifically tens, but what we have, and it's very evident from the very first frames of watching this show, from the very first 15 minutes of this show, that we have the potential for the next truly special blockbuster spectacle television show, weekly releases, water cooler television is back, and I am excited. I was enthralled for almost all of the 2 hours of these first two episodes that premiered. Now, I want to be clear up front as I'm getting into this review. I'm going to keep these first two episodes light on spoilers. I'm going to set up a little bit of what the world and the show is. I highly recommend you watch this show. This is a show that I am immediately jonesing for episode 3. I haven't felt like this since Severance, but even at a different level, this is true blockbuster from home. I think the horror elements could prevent this from reaching those Game of Thrones heights, but this is blowing The Last of Us out of the water. I think that this could be a special television show. But the preceding weeks, because I will be reviewing every episode of this show, I will be getting more into a review recap style. I grew up watching these big uh, uh, event type shows and immediately wanting to go and to AV Club and read Todd Vanderwerf and Alan Sepinwall reviews. So I want to try and bring a little bit of that flavor. Hopefully I get a good comment section like those used to have, and we will enjoy this ride together. So that's my plan. I'm going to keep it brief. I'm going to say what I really liked about this show. All the following episodes, we'll get more into review recap and we'll get into spoilers. But for now, I'm going to keep it light. I'm going to tell you, you must watch this show. Now, I do think some of the horror elements of this show, at times, it was very tense. The xenomorph, the alien, is well utilized. It is not overutilized. It is used just enough, especially in the pilot, in the first episode. You get glimpses of it. You have this mystery set up. You have incredible world building, setting up the world and the stakes of what we're about to dive into for hopefully several seasons. And what Noah Hawley is able to accomplish in his script is subtle exposition, doled out at a nice, reasonable rate, letting everything soak in, showing the locations, the cast of characters, headlined for me by the always wonderful Timothy Olyphant, Raylan Givens from Justified. Deadwood fans would know him as well. And guys, I am excited. I am excited. So to give us a brief glimpse into what this world looks like, this is obviously set in Ridley Scott's Alien universe. You have 4 major corporations running planet Earth, with a fifth up and coming with the world's youngest trillionaire. He is trying to create synthetic beings. Now, within this realm, we already have cyborgs and we have synthetics. And what he has done, and I was a little misspoken there. He is trying to create hybrids. So he's taking human consciousness and uploading them into synthetic humans to create hybrids. So those are kind of our 3 big potential usurpers of the human race, led by this uber tech genius trillionaire guy who has nefarious plans, I'm sure. And there appears to be this kind of warring, but like fought legally, right? Through lawyers and treaties and boardrooms. This corporatized version of planet Earth, way off in the distant future, that own cities and countries. And a rival of this man's company has sent a research vessel off into off into space. And in space, they pick up some specimens. And on their way home, some stuff goes down. And as the ship, with a destination route back to Earth, makes its way, we are introduced to what made Alien so popular when it first arrived in 1979, directed by Ridley Scott. And from the very first scene, Noah Hawley pays homage to the original film. You get this crew around a kitchen table, and you just get this vibe of the original Alien. And I knew that Hawley would be able to capture this, just as he did in Fargo. And as the episode and episodes progress, the stakes, the tension, the gore, the brutality rise and rise and rise. And I was genuinely engrossed and enthralled almost every step of the way. Not to repeat myself, but guys, this show is exciting. It has mountains of potential. Mountains. I am so eager for next week's episode. And it's just exciting to finally have a show like this, not just dropped in our lap, all 10 episodes, gone 1 week, here 1 week, gone the next. We're actually going to get to anticipate and ponder and think on some of the deep themes, the sci-fi themes that this show is trying to go, the synth, hybrid, and cyborg route that I'm sure they're going to explore in depth is giving me kind of this Blade Runner, another Ridley Scott property, meets Aliens. And I just think there's so much rich thematic material within this show that the potential is just so high. And I'm so excited. I am so excited to see where this takes us. So overall, for me, I'm going to give these first 2 episodes an 8.5, because I know that this show is capable of legendary television episodes. I can just feel it. This show is going to deliver legendary television episodes. So I'm going to give it an 8.5, but the world building, the characters themselves, the acting, Noah Hawley is such a talented director, and he's such a talented screenwriter too. He directs the first episode. Gina Gonzalez directs the second. But the way that the camera is moved around, even the visual effects, and of course, when you're dealing with a show of this scale, with the budget involved, there are going to be some glimpses of obvious green screen. But I think for the most part, this show really succeeds at building a beautiful world, using CGI when they have to. And again, at some points, yes, it's a little obvious, but I really don't care. I just think that this show nails the atmosphere and the vibe of the original Alien, blending some of the more heavy thematic material Ridley Scott tried to capture in Prometheus. And I just think that we have a potential home run here on our hands. So with that being said, guys, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell if you want to see new reviews dropping weekly for Alien Earth. Let me know in the comments what you thought. I'm curious to know if I can't be the only one seeing this, right? The potential we have here. So let me know. Let me know. But as always, guys, my name is Jake Margo. This is Margo Watches Movies. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.